Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and I have a 12 by 16 inch canvas underneath this edge catcher, which is nothing more than the plastic protective layer in a 16 by 20 inch package of stretched canvases in a value pack from Artist Loft at Michael's. And I'm not advertising for them, that's just the only place that I know of to get those edge catchers. Got my glasses on my face. I want to do another swipe. I just recently did a swipe. I've got some colors I want to use up, and instead of doing what I used to do, which is to flatten them with one of my Princeton Art Catalyst spatulas like so, I'm going to leave a mass of paint if I can manage it, because I want drips, strangely enough. I also wanted to sort of maintain a limited color palette, but we all know how hard that is for me, so I see that. Yes, I was trying to use up the paint in that other bottle, and I don't know how this is going to go, and I really meant to actually cover my end, at least one end, with a solid color and start my swipe from the other end. And I think I want that to go over there, so I am going to use my Princeton Art Catalyst spatula. These are available on the Amazon link, along with my best paint spreading tool ever, which is the OXO omelet turning spatula. I think if I spread it out a little bit, then I will still have my massive paint quantity from some other color, that's all. Make sure everything is shaken. I'm not sure what the point is in making a pattern, but I like making a pattern, so that's what I'm going to do. I'd like a little bit of gold. It doesn't seem to ever pop out, especially not in the warmer weather for me. It definitely worked better when it was cooler, which means that if you guys are using it indoors, it's probably not a bad thing. I have a new color. I don't think it photographs well. It's a really nice dark teal, and I'm a lot nervous about being able to use it and then have it be seen when I take a picture, which sort of happened to me yesterday with the red in my sunset. But that was different. That came out way different. Alright, so I really want some brighter color in there, and I think that this magenta is going to do it. And I said I wanted to limit my color palettes, so that's going to be pretty much the size of that. I wanted to make sure I had enough paint to flow. Do I want some orange in there? I kind of do. Yeah, it's not possible for me to limit my color palette. So, now, what I was going to do and what I am going to do is start by getting rid of some of the white space. And I don't want to have an excess, a super excess amount of paint, but I would like to be able to cover my edges. I don't know if you can see that or not. I am going to try and cover my edges, because when I pull the rag, I use a rag and not a wet paper towel like most people do, and the wet paper towel works really well, so I don't mind that. But sometimes I like a wider canvas, and I had them break apart on me in the past. That's why I use the moistened and wrung out wet paper towel. Now this doesn't really need to be worried about much, because I'm imagining it's probably just going to pop through there. Let me see what I got on this side. I need to cover that side a little bit. I'm really tempted by white, to start the swipe with white, but yeah, and I move that right over into position. Same with that. Let it run down, right down the edges. That way I don't have to think about it. You just dip my fingers right in there and not worry about it a bit. I got some beautiful colors. I'm happy. I'm really tempted by the white metallic. I'm just going to put it right in there with that teal. Don't ask me why, I just couldn't control myself, that's all. Typical moi. Right down onto the tile. Okay, well I'm going to just do what I always do. Move some of that down right over the end. Yes, I'm using my finger, facilitating time. There I go, putting it on my tile again. I'd like a nice deep amount of black, because that does seem to make a difference to surround the cells. And I'm not using any silicone. And when you swipe, if you use silicone, you will get some really impressive, massively beautiful cells. No doubt about it. I just don't want to clean the silicone off. I really want some yellow in there, but I'm afraid if I put it in, I'll be sorry. I don't really want any green in there. I mean, other than the green I've got. Alright, so I'm going to throw my spatula in the bucket. Here is, I couldn't find the hem on a t-shirt. I couldn't find any of my swipe cloths. So this is a non-hem dampened cloth. And I'm still going to do what I always do, which is dip the edge flat into one end as best I can. Make sure I'm covering. It doesn't look like I'm getting as good coverage. I like the weight of the hem part of the t-shirt. I think it works really well. And I'm wishing I hadn't dropped my spatula into the bucket. I got a few tools I got to find. But I'm not going to worry about it right at this exact second. I am going to fold over my end so I have a firmer handle. And then going to try and start over and drop that right in. And I'm kind of expecting for all of this massive color in the center to get dripped right back down onto the end I just started on. I also usually pull it, let it fall right over the end, and then I take whatever colors, I usually have some colors, looks like I have some black, and fix my edge. I can always fix black later, I can't necessarily always fix colors later. So I'm just going to drag my hand right down there. Now this would be the normal time when I would torch, so maybe I'll give it a quick torch. Just to see what happens. And stuff happens. I really want some gold. And because I know I'm going to be tipping both ways, like in that way first, and maybe, just maybe, this is totally an experiment by the way, we're going to tip that right off, if I can get a hold. I can always fix the black later, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to pull all that paint and throw it right back on, because I've wanted to do this for a while. And see exactly what I can get away with. Pretty sure agitated paint will always sell. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with this. I know it's going to hit that end. Pretty sure it's going to hit that end. And whether I want to use it again to go back into the painting is another question entirely. Why don't we just do that, because we want to find out how that works and if it works. And I have quite a bit of paint on my edge catcher that if I want to, I can use to fill in the missing spaces. Now, what now? What now next? I've got some edges that look like they could use a little something something, so I'm going to give that to them right off my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, figuring that paint is wet and it will meld. And then I'm going to put that aside and see what happens with either a skewer, maybe the flat end of a skewer, Not much. Okay, this is truly an experiment. Where's my straw? I'm just going to do this. Because I can. Because I know agitated paint will sell. And because it's a different kind of swipe that I've never done before. And even though there are some beautiful things there, I want to see what other beautiful things I can bring up, if any. The temptation is to just continue on. I can always add colors too. I'm not sure that was a successful experiment, but I'm also not done yet. I got some beautiful leopard cells over on this side. I did have a lot of paint on that canvas. At some point, I'd like to be able to manipulate swiped areas into some other form of fluid acrylic artwork. But I haven't really ever taken the time to go past the "ooh, that's beautiful" stage and done that. Do I have any paint in there again? No, I don't. I'm just going to keep playing. Ooh, we got something in there. It doesn't want to be in there. And I'm just going to, ooh, I missed a spot. And what else? Can I have that, please? In the name of experiments. We are going to see what happens. I may have to bring my edge catcher back. The gold is pretty gloppy, and I'm kind of hoping it will maybe help me out and run some stuff. Bring my edge catcher back to a better position. Let some more paint run off because I can. I might have to use that on something else. Here, I want to do this. I've always wanted to do this. That is a lot of paint coming off of there. And some things that probably shouldn't have been in there. Well, that's neat. Sort of like peacock feathers, only not. And I've got a lot of paint, and I need a level surface to put it on. And I don't have one. Alright, so I'll just leave that over there on sheet for now. And that's kind of cool. It's different. It's not like anything else, that's for sure. Let's see what happens when we torch it. It didn't make mud. I like the purple and the turquoise. Those are both, the purple is an Art Minds, and the turquoise is a color shift from Folk Art. And that was a lot of messing around, I know that. And I want to put black on this side and tip it back that way with some gold, but I don't want to lose these marks. So if I had started in further, then I could have probably tipped it back from that direction. And that's the kind of way my mind works, is I want to just keep upping the game and finding different ways to do things. And I think if I wanted to tip back that way, I would still have a massive paint that I don't want to flow. So I'm going to call it good and tell you guys, shop my Amazon link at no added cost to you, and it helps me out if you do so. I do sell my artwork. There are end screens in the last 20 seconds of this video, and they will send you to my playlist with over 600 videos and my website in case you want to visit there. If you visit my Facebook pages, you will find Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group, and you will find Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Fans and Collectors Group, where you can see the artworks from YouTube. There's Pinterest and Instagram, and those volumes of Facebook albums, if you're joined in the group, you can get there from there. What else? Give me a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind. It helps the placement of my videos on YouTube, and more people will see me if you give me a thumbs up than if you don't. And the same with watching the videos. The more of the video you watch, the more YouTube thinks I'm fabulous and puts me out there for more people to find, and I really appreciate that, because right now summer's coming and people are outside enjoying the weather, and they're not watching as much. And that's pretty much across the board. I'm probably not the only one, but the more you watch, the better off I am, so let them run. Thank you for joining me. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida, at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard with something new, and I like it. It's cool, and I'm not unhappy that I experimented, and I'm going to try and keep my fingers out of this one, because it's never a good thing to stick your fingers in after the paint gets sticky. I love you guys. There's over 60,000 of you. I hope you enjoyed that. It was kind of different. It's not the same all the way across, but I love the feathers at the bottom. Even if they're not really peacock feathers, they're my peacock feathers. I love you guys. I said that already. Bye for now. Priscilla out.